Hey folks, it's Finn. So I'm popping in not to give you the vlogs up one sleeve that I promised. I do still have vlogs up my sleeve. They were coming out shortly, but I just wanted to give you a quick catch up to tell you where I'm at regarding what I've just recently had done, because I got a letter today that's revealed a bit more of what's gone on. So first, quick catch up. Everyone's been asking. I'm feeling so much better. Clearly, whatever they've done now has fixed me. I feel fine. You know, my wee-wee's clear, all of that. There's no issue. Catheter comes out Wednesday. Fingers crossed it continues to be okay. The only thing I really have is a bit of soreness underneath, which comes and goes in severity. Anyway, feeling much better. The main issue at the moment is extreme tiredness, which is probably to be expected after weeks of not sleeping, and then 2 operations in a very short space of time, 2 anesthesias, anaesthetics going through my system. Bound to be an issue, isn't it? But I mean, this is beyond tired. This is like pure exhaustion. Like I have to balance what I do, because doing something today, like just doing this, I've tidied up the flat and I'm doing this. Tomorrow I'll just sleep all day. And it's not just being a bit groggy, it's I cannot get my head off the pillow and I will just move into another room and fall asleep. It's bonkers, but I'm just letting it be how it is at the moment and trusting it will pass. So, on to the letter I received. It's lovely to know a little bit more at last about what went on. Shall I read it to you? So it highlights what I had done. I went in for the rigid cystoscopy because I was having issues with bleeding and infections and so forth. And it says that what they found showed the presence of a moderate stricture at the level of the join-up site around 1 centimetre in length. Now, a stricture is another word for a narrowing, and it can be caused just by scarring or what have you. I'm presuming, although it isn't clear, it says the join-up site, don't know. I'm presuming this was in the cul-de-sac that would have been fixed, because obviously if I'd have had this prior to them finding the cystoscopy, I'd have known. So I can only assume that what's happened is they fixed the cul-de-sac, and then in the healing of it, it's narrowed, and that's what's caused my issues. Now, they've said they've performed a temporary perennial
urethrostomy.
One of those, which is basically this hole underneath, which I was expecting to be a hole, but it's actually turned out to be a large opening, which is quite dysphoria-inducing. I know it's not really old equipment, my old equipment's gone, but my word, it looks like it, and it would have been very nice to have known that that was what I was going to find. There we go. So they've gone on to say that if this remains clear and heals, so when I have the catheter out, if everything is fine, then they'll discuss doing the next procedure, which this time was using the graft from the mouth, which is a buccal, good job I'm not a surgeon, isn't it? A buccal mucosa graft, using a bit from the mouth to fix the tube, basically. And the reason they didn't do that now, the reason I'm unhooked, is because the level of infection in there was too much, meaning that if they'd done the graft first, it would have likely failed because of the infection. Now, it says here, and I've actually spoken to Mr. Christopher on email basically about this, is that I'm going to need 2 more surgeries. And what it sounds like happens is that they take this graft, they fix it, and then because in the healing of it, it can shrink a bit, they let it heal, and then once that's healed, then they hook you up. So this is going to mean 2 more operations, and then, as long as everything's okay, the final stage can be done. So, plus side, I now am very much clearer about what's gone on, although it's quite hard not to be angry about it. This is such an easy explanation to understand. It's not even, you know, it's quite clear he could have just explained all this to me, and I don't know why he didn't. Mr. Graffer, if you ever watch these vlogs, it's really so vital. It must be such a small thing to you, but to us it's so big to know what's been done so you can deal with it, you know. I was so confused as to why it had to be unhooked, and if I'd have known that simply because of the infection down there, it would have been so much easier. You know, this whole thing about the first cul-de-sac and now this, I just would have liked to have known what went on. You know, I never have been doubting Mr. Graffer's skills as a surgeon, you know, the urethra pipe is so fragile, and this is such a difficult surgery that it often goes wrong. And so in fixing the cul-de-sac, you know, I don't blame him at all. It's obviously just in the healing of it, it's not healed well, and they've had to go back in. What I am criticising him for heavily is his inability to communicate. Paragraph explanation could have just been written down, given to a nurse and given to me, or anybody could have given it to me, rather than leaving me with such little knowledge. Knowledge is power, and you just need to know, don't you, so that you can trust in your surgeon and know what to do with yourself. And, you know, anyway, back to letting it go. I've got an appointment to see Mr. Christopher on the 10th of May, and then we'll be discussing the next stage. Let's finish with a little bit of positivity. I've shown you this over on the Finn fan page, but I'm showing you this here again. Look at this. This is fantastic. This is Dolly the Sheep, Clone Wars. Just brilliant. This came from Ellis, who also sent me this amazing homemade sheep card. Can you just see the awesomeness that is that? That's just wonderful. I also got this beautiful card from Rob and his arc of many people. Such a beautiful, beautiful card for my postcard wall. I absolutely love it, and it's just such a beautiful message in there. This from Sarah. Look at that face, that shocked face. That shocked face was exactly how mine looked when I realised what was underneath my willy. I got this amazing, amazing letter from Sammy. It's just so incredibly touching, and I just love all the drawings. And what is extra special is that Milo, who belongs to Sammy, bought Lammy his own present, and again he's spoiled. He's got his own like little candle, so he's just having a mesmerising meditation session. Very happy. Don't set fire to the paper, darling. Good boy. Sammy so kindly gave me a set of meditation prayer beads, and they're beautiful. It just means the world to me, Sammy. That's so sweet that you passed them on to me. Thank you. Sammy also gave me this fantastic postcard, and this came from Sunny, otherwise known as Boring Pics of Me, whose pics of me are, by the way, never boring. That hair, amazing. I love this card. The idea is, life's not a picnic. Isn't that cool? Such a touching message. Thank you so much. I've also had the lovely Michelle send me joss sticks and healing crystals. I'm just so lucky. So blessed. I have so much love in my life from you all. So thank you. I think the boys just want to come and say hello quickly. There's a bit of a racket going on behind here. Do you want to come and say hello, my lovely? Come on in. This is my lovely little Chi-Chi. Say hello. Daddy, don't kiss me. It's embarrassing. Look at that face. You know how to stare at a camera, don't you, darling? Here he is, a little creamy boy. Look at his face. Look at his face. So, that's it from me for today. I will update you on Wednesday after the catheter comes out, and fingers crossed all goes well. I'm also going to update you soon about changes to the channel, because I've been wanting to revamp things and do a few new videos, hence things up sleeve, which I'm going to talk to you about. So keep an eye out for that, and I'm going to get back to a regular vlogging schedule now that things are a bit more fixed. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Love you loads. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.